Ashmit. Welcome to Startup Studio with Evolve. Please introduce yourself to the panel.
Hi, my name is Ashmit Deshpande. I am 13 years old. I like to study, I love to solve puzzles, riddles, and my favorite subject is maths.
Maths, a math lover. That's great to hear. Thank you for that introduction. So tell us, what's your big idea?
My big idea is to teach ABAcus to small traders and shopkeepers who are not digitally literate. Whether we live in a city or in a village, we all do some basic calculations in our day-to-day life. For example, when we buy groceries or sell vegetables from our backyard or buy the seasonal fruits. So my idea is to make these calculations easier for small traders who might not have easy access to technology and educational resources.
Okay, Ashmit, I too have a couple of questions here. Why
Yes.
would even people listen to your idea in the first place, and what benefits are you proposing?
Alright, I'm sure you will agree that we all learn many things in our school, but many a time we don't use that knowledge or tool in a practical life. But ABAcus is a very useful tool even for practical life. It improves concentration, visual thinking, memory, logical reasoning, etc. etc. All this will help them in their business in so many ways. Not just that, it is a one-time investment. No more spending on pen, paper, replacing calculator, batteries, and can be carried in our pocket.
Well, that's a lot of promise. Do you have any data to validate if adults actually use such ancient mathematical tools, in such modern times? Any need analysis that you have done at your end?
Absolutely. You will be surprised to know that not only developing countries like China and Russia, but one of the largest developed countries like Japan also promotes the use of ABAcus instead of calculators and computers. They have a different version of ABAcus called Soroban. I am sure you will agree that they are doing quite well.
Well, that's an interesting insight. Thank you for that. So, Ashmit, what inspired you to come up with this idea? Any specific person or incident because of which you decided to do this?
So I stay in Nagpur and once visited a nearby village called Varda. And when I came across a person who seemed to be a trader as he had a truck, when the goods were coming or going, he used to take out a pen and a piece of paper from his pocket to make the calculations. And trust me, he looked quite irritated. And as someone who uses an ABAcus, I could only think that these calculations could be done within seconds using an ABAcus. And it's a lot of fun. So I thought if I can help people with what I know about ABAcus, I can make their calculations more efficient and make their life simpler.
All right. So, a little mathematician to the rescue, huh? Interesting. But Ashmit, that brings me to the next problem statement. So there are so many abacus centers around, right? And we understand that they cater to a younger audience, but they would still be your competitor. So any sort of analysis on who they are?
Of course, in fact, instead of researching only on ABAcus classes for kids, I have also investigated the ones for adults. Tej Academy is one such teaching center which takes ABAcus classes for adults. Even in the online market, there is ABAcus Master.
Hmm. You surely have done your research, but what's your competitive edge? Tell us, how are you going to be better than them?
First of all, my classes are for adults who come from an underprivileged background. They are clearly neglected by these established centers. Secondly, as adults, we are hesitant to learn new things. I am going to provide them with a safe space where they can learn freely, ask their doubts, and use ABAcus for practical purposes like trading, business, day-to-day calculations. So I am reaching out to a different audience.
Wonderful. But what about funds? Do you require any funding to make your dreams a reality?
Like I said before, I am doing this for a cause, so I do not plan to charge anything for my services. However, I will require funds to support my travel as well as provide free ABAcus units to my all learners. So I plan to utilize crowdfunding platforms like Milla to raise the funds. If my learners find value in my teaching, they can donate whatever amount they want to help the future learners.
Okay, so that's a fair point, Ashmit. But how do you plan to make this a sustainable model? Do you plan to keep traveling to villages?
Apart from teaching ABAcus, I will also work on improving digital fluency for my learners by teaching simple tools like Zoom, Google Meet. You will be surprised to know that in India, only 38% of households are digitally literate. This way, I will be able to make it sustainable and reduce my travel cost.
All right. So that brings me to the next question that who exactly is your target audience? I know you have mentioned that you want to work for traders, etc. But could you further narrow it down for us in terms of geography?
My target audience would be traders, shopkeepers, villagers who have limited access to technology. Initially, I will be visiting nearby villages in Maharashtra like Varda and Akola, and then later move to states like Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh that are hubs for SMEs.
Okay. So here's a tricky one for you. How would you reach out to your audience? How are they going to know about you? So do you have any plans for that?
Since my target audience will have minimum social media presence, I will take help of offline means for reaching out to people. I will create posters for my program which I can give out as pamphlets or as a newspaper advertisement. Then some people might not have access to televisions but they might listen to radios. So I can also use the radio to talk about my program. Next, I will create curiosity among people by demonstrating to them how efficient an abacus is. I will organize events in villages, ask them to throw different numbers at me, and show them how it is better and faster than our pen and paper calculations by solving sums within seconds.
So that does sound promising. But what about business basics? Have you worked on, a tagline, a brand name, logo for your business?
Yes, I have. The name of my company is ABAx, which is the Greek word for abacus. The X is the name, also stand for the variable X. I also have a tagline, which is tool of trade. And yes, I do have a logo.
Tool of trade. I like that tagline. Well done, Ashmit. It actually looks like you're all set to start your entrepreneurial journey. We do wish you all the very best for your future. And thank you for sharing your idea with Idol Startup Studios. So we'll end the discussion here. More power to you and goodbye for now.
Thanks, Ashmit, and good luck.
Thanks, thanks, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Yay!